My little word for the day. I thought about this. I remember back when Obama was, matter of fact, I'm going to go farther back. I remember when George W. Bush was in office after 9/11. The patriotism thing, it was outrageous. Oh, but look at us, we're getting together. And then Obama came in. And people who I knew, the people I knew that were white, um, they're still white, the human beings. I remember they started like post. This is like back when Facebook kind of was just starting. I remember them posting like monkey and ape and stuff like that. It was just some slight little racial jokes. Then I just watched as people who I grew up with. I'm 47. Guess I would have been part of Generation X. The people who watched MTV get formed and thought that every moment after was going to be progress towards a greater union, which is still possible. I remember just watching the people that was kind of in my generation who I thought like, oh, well, they grew up with so many, so much, blackness on TV, rap music, and all that. It was just going to come together. Then you start getting the Tea Party and all this angry, extreme anger, just all racial and then birtherism. And it was, ugly, but not as ugly as it would get. And then we went through an election after Obama, got a president. That president stirred up a lot of stuff. And in the process of all that stirring up, it just got wilder and wilder. That president lost, and a new president went in, but this president also got a woman that was black and Indian. So basically, she was from the United States, but her mother was from India and her dad was from Jamaica, and she was born in the United States. Both parents were immigrants. So, she's a typical story based off of, American history. I know people that are Italian who married into an Irish family who both came over to become immigrants and create a family. But you just watch as, and this is only partial, but these are little things I just was thinking about. And you watch as things just got crazier. And then recently I noticed that they voted in to a black justice, honestly, I'm a little tongue-tied because I'm just all off the cuff, nothing written down. And I just was thinking to myself that in less than 15 years, no, I'll take that back, less than maybe 20 years, just some weird, like, transfer of, like, getting rid of the little bit of progress that has happened over the last 60 years and 20 years. Oh man, that's gross. I'm sorry. And it's just interesting. It's like having your foot in the door of power. And what I mean is being able to have any type of influence from a position of power. It just seems to be a non-starter. I mean, burning books and the critical race theory and defund the police. Now, and I'll tell you, I don't really think the wording of any of that stuff is great. And I think that's the biggest problem. And I'll go with the defund the police. I mean, that shit scares me. But do I get pissed off at what these police officers are doing? You better believe it. Then the critical race theory. It just sounds so catchy, right? But it's something easy to fight. I mean, if you just taught accurate American history, I don't think anybody would have anything to say about that. Because the truth will set you free, right? And if you just tell the truth about history, and I'm not just talking about American history, just history overall, up to, at least based off of what we have, because who's to say that we actually get accurate history? The way things going now, we might all be living in a era based off of disinformation to get us to the point that we're at now. Who knows? But it's a sad thing, and it's put me in a sad place. Very difficult to trust people and want to be in relationships with people. I get annoyed at the whites and the blacks. I get annoyed with the fact that, people assume that they can access power by putting up a entitlement. And what I mean by that is that I listen all the time, like people will be like, they're fighting for the gay people, man. Well, here's the problem with that. It's not that they're fighting for the gay people. The gay people are fighting for themselves. They're unified. And like when it's whatever the action is that is against that particular group, they all come together as one. The voice is straightforward, and anything outside of that is not the position. Same for the Asians. The black and the Latinos is a little weird, but my biggest thing is I'm a black man, and I think power is in unity. When you really look at the history based off at least the history I have seen and read and know about, boycotting the buses, sitting in on lunch counters, those all work. Those are the reasons that I have more position now. But this entitlement, thinking that you're going to get a large group to fall in, hurt the pockets. I know when people hurt my pockets, I'm annoyed. But anyway, I'm going to start doing these, putting them on YouTube. I don't know if it make any sense. That's just an opinion. I love human beings, but I despise ignorance, and I'm even willing to accept my own ignorance if you see it. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like I want to start talking, and I have no idea what that means, where it's going, or whatever. I don't know if people will look, but this is me. I'll holla. Peace out.